Hello, my students. How are you? Today we'll explain theorem number 1, geometric inequality in triangle. In a triangle, if two sides have unequal lengths, then the longer is opposite to the angle of the greater measure. Like this triangle ABC, we have different sides like this. AB greater than BC greater than EC. In the measure of angle here, look at with me, measure of angle C greater than measure of angle A greater than measure of angle B, because EB is the greater side. Then EB opposite the measure of greatest angle. Measure of angle C greater than measure of angle A, because A here opposite the side segment BC. Okay, and AC opposite to measure of angle B. Then we have the difference between three sides. Then we can arrange ascending or descending order about the angles in this triangle. Look at with me about this question. Look at here. ABCD quadrille. We have ABCD quadrille here. We have AB 5 centimeter, BC 2 centimeter, and DC 2 centimeter, and AD 4 centimeter. He wants to prove that the measure of angle DGB, look at here, DGB, he wants to prove that this measure of angle DG or DCB, okay, DCB is greater than measure of angle DAB. We can divide this figure by two parts. Divide it two triangles like this. First triangle and second triangle. The first, up. Look at here, 4 greater than angle 3. This AD is greater than DC is the measure of angle. C is greater than measure of angle A, because 4 greater than 3. And also in the other triangle, 5 is greater than 2. This is the measure of angle. C here is greater than measure of angle A, because 5 opposite the greatest angle and 2 is opposite to the smallest angle here. In the proof, we can discussion about draw AC line segment here. In first triangle, such that AD equal 4 centimeter and CD equal 3 centimeter, then we have relation between ED and CD. Then measure of angle ACD, here is this angle, is greater than measure of angle CAD. And also in the other triangle down BCA, we have AB 5 centimeter and BC 2 centimeter. And also AB is greater than BC. They are different both sides. Then the side BA opposite to measure of angle BCA. So measure of angle BCA is greater than measure of angle BAC. And then we can collect first relation and second relation together, left hand side here by left hand side and right hand side by right hand side to collect together. If we add two angles here, we will collect. The answer will be measure of angle DCB. And left hand side here, DAC, the plus measure of angle BAC will be give me measure of angle DAB. Okay, so you can divide it. The figure two parts. First part triangle and the other triangle, and comparing between two sides in each one. And we have here the difference relation between together, because in any triangle, if we have an equality angles, so or inequality about sides, the greatest size opposite the greatest angle. Okay, listen to me next question. Now look at with me this question. Look at here. ABC is triangle like this, in which AB, okay, you can see now, okay, ABC triangle, which AB is greater than AC, and measure of angle BAC bisected by the ray AD. We have two angles here equivalent. They are equal in the measure. Angle 3 and angle 4, they are equivalent, because AD the ray bisects the angle, two angles equivalent. Measure angle 4 equal measure of angle 3. And BC, okay, intersection here, AD intersection CB as a point D. ABC or ABD is an obtuse triangle. We have ABD obtuse triangle. This angle here, the measure of it greater than 180 or greater than 90 or less than 180. We call it obtuse angle. And here, he wants to prove that. Okay, he wants to prove that this angle is obtuse. How we can prove this triangle obtuse angle? First step, we have relation between two sides like this. AB greater than EC. Look at here. AB is greater than EC. Then in the first triangle, measure of angle 1 is greater than measure of angle 2. And also, measure of angle B is greater than measure of angle 1 because B exterior angles. In any exterior angles, look at here, B exterior angles about this triangle. You know, this angle we called it exterior angle about triangle ADC. You know the measure of any exterior angle greater than the measure of each angles without the adjacent of it. Because 5 plus 6, measure of angle 5 plus measure of angle 6 equal 180. Then this angle we called it exterior angle. Exterior angle, then the measure of angle 5 greater than measure of angle 1. And also we have relation, again my students, measure of angle B5 greater than measure of angle 1. And also greater than measure of angle 4. Look at here, 3 equal 4. 5 greater than 4 and 3 equals 4. Then measure of angle 5 greater than measure of angle 3. First relation. And we know the sum of interior angle in triangle equal 180. You can raise the steps here. We have measure of angle 3 equal measure of angle 4. Okay, look at here. We have measure of angle 1 plus measure of angle 4 is greater than measure of angle 2 plus measure of angle 3. Why? Because we have relation. Look at this relation. Measure of angle 1 is greater than measure of angle 2 from first relation because EB greater than EC. And the second relation, this relation number 1, and the relation number 2, here we can collect together left hand side by left hand side. Measure of angle 1 plus measure of angle 4. Here, okay, it here measure of angle. We can add measure of angle 1 to this relation here, measure of angle 4. And measure of angle 2 here, add measure of angle 3 because 1 here, look at here, 1 plus 4, 1 here, 8 to 4. And measure of angle 2, 8, 3. We have 1 and 3. This relation between together. Why? Measure of angle 3 equal measure of angle 4. They are equivalent. Look at here, measure of angle 3 equal measure of angle 4. They are equivalent. Then we can add here measure of angle 4 and here measure of angle 3. Never mind. They are equivalent. If we add here measure of angle 4 and here measure of angle 3, 1 plus 4, look at here, 5 is greater than measure of angle 1 and measure of angle 4 also. If we collect 1 plus 4, it will be measure of angle 5 because the exterior angle 5, the summation of interior angle 4 plus 1 equal 5. Exterior angle. Okay, because 5 is an exterior angle of triangle ADC. Then measure of angle 5 is greater than measure of angle 2 plus 3 also because 2 plus 3, look at here, 2 plus 3 is greater than what? Look at here the relation or less than this, less than 1 and 4. 1 and 4 equal 5. You can cancel this and write measure of angle 5 here. The measure of angle 5 is greater than measure of angle 2 plus measure of angle 3. Understood this question? Understood, my students, or not? Again? Okay, I will explain it again. Okay, listen to me here. First, look at here. First, you know, measure of angle 5 equal to measure of angle 4 plus measure of angle 1. Okay, 5 equal 4 plus 1. And we also 3 equal 4 because it's bisect. Then measure of angle 5 is equal to measure of angle 3 plus measure of angle 1. And this relation, measure of angle 1, if we add together 1 and 4, we can collect together, it will be measure of angle 5. Now, he gave me also this information, EB is greater than EC. Okay, then the measure of angle C is greater than measure of angle B. Angle C here, we called it 1, then measure of angle 1 greater than measure of angle 2. If we add 1 here with 4 and 3 with 2, then 5 also greater than measure of angle 3 plus 2 because they are equivalent. Okay, 4 plus 3 equivalent. And 5 equal 1 plus 4. And the measure of angle 1 greater than measure of angle 2 here, greater than. We can collect together left hand side here, it measure of angle 4 and here measure of angle 3. Then 1 plus 4 we can cancel it and write measure of angle 5. Then measure of angle 5, will be greater than measure of angle 2 plus 3. Then this triangle, we called it obtuse triangle. Okay, understood? Next theorem here. In triangle, if two angles are equal in the measure, then the greatest angle in measure is opposite to side greater in length than the opposite of the other angle. Like this question, we have here triangle, like this. This example, like this. We have measure of angle 30 here, then measure of angle B equals 30 degree. We called it alternating angle because we have two sides here parallel, ED parallel to CB and AB transversal of them, then the measure of angle DAB equal measure of angle ABC equals 30 degree. And this triangle, we can find the measure of angle C, sum of interior angle equal 180, 30 plus 70, 100, subtract from 180 equal 80. Then we have the difference relation between all three angles here in this triangle. Look at here, he wants to prove that here EB greater than AC. EB opposite angle 80 and AC is the opposite to angle 30. Then we have the difference relation between two sides. The solution here, EB parallel to BC and AB is transversal to them. The measure of angle B here equal measure of angle DAB equals 30 degree. We called it alternating angles. And also, we can find the measure of angle interior here in this triangle. The sum of interior angle equal 180. Then in this triangle, you can write here in triangle ABC, measure of angle C equivalent to 100 subtract the sum of 30 plus 70 equal 80 degree. And also measure of angle C greater than measure of angle B because the measure of angle C equal 80 degree. Then AB is greater than EC because we have difference angles in triangle. Then any triangle, if two angles are unequal in the measure, then the greater angle in the measure is opposite two sides greater in length than the opposite to other angle. We have relation. You must know this theorem, okay? In a triangle, if two angles are equal in measure, then the greater angle in measure is opposite two sides greater in length than the opposite to the other angle. Okay, my students, the theorem. Okay. We have also here queries like this. Query number one. If we have right angle triangle like this, the hypotenuse is greater than side in any triangle. Okay. If we have right angle triangle, then the hypotenuse is greater, will be the greater side. The greater sides in right angle triangle, we called it hypotenuse. In the right angle triangle, the hypotenuse is the longest side. If triangle ABC is right angle triangle at B like this, the measure of angle B is greater than measure of angle A, and measure of angle B also greater than measure of angle C, because measure of angle B right 90 degrees, angle B right angle, and each of angle A angle C is accurate. So we found that AC is the greater side. EC here greater than CB, also EC is greater than EB, according to previous theorem, okay? Notice that in the obtuse angle triangle, the side opposite to the obtuse angle is the longest side in the triangle. Okay, listen to me about next question. Look at with me the famous questions. Okay, all the time come in the exam like this. We have A, B, C, D is a quadral. X and Y and E. Look at here. X, Y, and E are the midpoints. X, Y, and E are the midpoints here. Okay. Prove that DE, you want to prove that DE here is greater than XY. We know XY here is the mid segment. XY lies between two midpoints in triangle ABC. Then XY half of DB. And also DE half of DC because DE is the median in triangle BCD. It's the median. DE half of CB. We can find the relation between CB and DB in right angle triangle. No, CD here is the hypotenuse. We know hypotenuse greater than any side. Then CD is greater than BD. And we have YX half of DE and DE half of CD. Then DE will be greater than YX. So the solution here, first step about this solution in triangle ABC, X is the midpoint of triangle AB. Okay, right, the first step. A here, or X first, the midpoint of AB, and Y is the midpoint of AD, then XY half of BD. And the other triangle CDB, we have here A is the midpoint of CD, then DE we called it the mid segment. Okay, the mid segment here, DE, it will be half of CD, and also DE we call this the median. We know the median half of hypotenuse. It's the relation number 2, here BE half of DC, relation number 1, XY half of PD. So XY and DE, we have relation between together because BC greater than BD. Look at here, relation number 3. We can divide it by 2 left hand side and right hand side. Then half of BC is greater than half of BD. We know half of BC here. Look at here, half of BC equal DE. Put here DA. Then DE and half of DB. DB have to be XY. Then DE equal greater than XY. Okay. Next question. This question down here, you can solve it. You want to prove that line segment MC greater than MB. He give me this information here. Listen to me first question. He give me AC is greater than AB. AC, so this angle will be greater than this angle. The first solution, such that in triangle ABC, we have these two side lengths here. Right with me, AC is greater than AB. Then measure of opposite angle here. Opposite angle about AC, it will be A is measure of angle B is greater than measure of angle here C. If we divide it by 2 together, we have also write this. We can write this such that you can write here such that the ray CM bisects angle ACP angle C, and also the ray BM bisects angle B. Then we can divide it by 2 here. Is half this angle equal half this greater than angle. Then half of measure of angle. This angle what? Here greater than this angle B. Okay. Angle B is greater than angle C. Then we can divide it by 2 left hand side, right hand side. Half of angle B is greater than half of angle C. Okay. Half of angle B is greater than half of angle C. Okay, my students, understood? What about half this angle? Then half of angle B, take. Then measure of angle MBC is greater than half of this angle, it will be MCB. Okay, then the opposite side of this angle, it will be CM. So the side line segment CM is greater than the line segment MB. Okay, the line segment CM will be greater than MB. We prove that. Understood? Okay, look at with me about this question here. In the figure of Z, we have 3 sides. He gives me this information, measure of angle Z, less than measure of angle Y. Measure of angle Z here, less than measure of angle Y. He wants finds the value of all angles in this triangle. We can solve this. Look at here. First step, we have the relation between 2 sides. We know the sum of any 2 sides in triangle is greater than the third. It's the theorem in any triangle. If you add 2 sides in a triangle, the answer will be greater than the third. Like this. If we add xz, look at here, xz plus xy, it must be greater than the third yz, okay? You must know this rule is here. Then xz equal a plus 15. Put here a plus 15. And xy 2a minus 8 is greater than the third. So we can solve this inequality. A plus 2a equal 3a, and 15 minus 8, 7 is greater than 19. We can move here 7 from left hand side to right hand side. We can write the difference between 19 and 7 is 12, as in divided by 3. Then a here will be greater 4. And also we have the second relation here. He gives me the example measure of angle Z or less than measure of angle Y. So the opposite side of this angle, look at here, measure of angle Y greater than measure of angle Z. Then this side here will be greater than the side about 2a minus 8. Then 2a minus 8 is less than a plus 15. Then we can solve the equation. Move here a from left hand side to right hand side, 2a minus a equal a, and moved also negative 8 here. It would be 15 plus 8 is 23, then a less than 23. Then we have two relations. The first relation here, a greater than 4. We draw line number line here to find the answer. We have here 4 and also 23. Then we can draw the open intervals. In the solution here, a belonging into the open interval from a to 23. Okay, open interval. Do you remember the interval? We can draw the answer like this, a belonging to the open interval from 4 to 23. Okay.